Hi guys, Titan Racing here, and this is it. The Q&A is finally out. I've been posting around 2 weeks ago an announcement video that I want your questions for this Q&A because I think this is the first Q&A I've done to my channel, and I wanted to thank you guys because has been an amazing year for me, pretty much. And yeah, I'm not going to make this too long, the intro, because the Q&A itself is pretty long. I have around 30 or so people who ask me questions, so yeah, I will try to respond every single of them. And yeah, when I'm recording this, I'm at 292 subscribers, only 8 away from 300, so it'll be pretty amazing if we can get there. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get into this Q&A. So the first couple of questions comes in from Dsoft.His. He says, hopefully you will reach 300, and I have a few questions for you. What is your next goal? What do you think of me? What does your name mean? And yeah, I'm not even gonna bother to read that. So the first question is, what is my next goal? I think it has to be 500 subs because it's halfway through 1000, and since you get to 1000, you become more and more popular. You become easier to be discovered on YouTube, and in my opinion, you start to take this seriously. Second question: what do you think of me? Yeah. What does your name mean? I don't know how I come up with this name really, but I think it maybe the master of the racing. I have no clue. I might be wrong, but yeah. And the fourth thing, yeah, yeah. So the next questions comes from F1 Games PlayStation. He says, "Hi mate, do you ever think Codemasters can recover from F1 2015? Favorite F1 driver, need I ask? Have you seen any old F1 races from 90s or 2000s?" So the first question, do you ever think Codemasters can recover from F1 2015? In my opinion, it will be pretty hard, but yeah, they will need a break. I mean, I don't even bother to just get a game every new year. I would like to wait even 2 years, but to have a really good base model on it, and then to add skins and stuff like that. I mean, that would be better. But first thing first, the online needs to be solved. I mean, F1 2015, in one word, is a joke, a massive joke. I mean, you can't have a decent race or a league race without crushing and lag spy and desyncing and stuff like that. So it's pretty useless to do real racing on that game. Second question, favorite F1 driver, need I ask? No, I don't think you need. Third question, have you seen any old F1 races from 90s or 2000s? Yes, I did, and my favorite has to be, I think, the 2005 Japanese Grand Prix. I mean, Kimi Raikkonen just did, I think that was the race of his career, coming out from 17 on the grid and overtaking, I think it was on the last lap or last 2 laps. I'm not sure, but yeah, that race was full of everything. We saw Alonso rounding up, Schumacher rounding outside of 130R, and then I think Schumacher retired due to an engine failure. I'm not sure, it was 2005 or 2006. You can guys let me know in the comment section. So yeah, that race had absolutely everything. Kimi was really happy. That was pretty much the driver of his career, in a word, yeah. Next questions comes from PickZHD. I think I pronounced that wrong. That's right. Wrong, I'm not sure. He says, congrats on almost 300 subs. Here's my question. Why are you so fucking quick? I think there's pretty much a simple answer for this, and you will see it on the screen. Next question comes in from Jen Small, a fellow on League Racer. He says, what's wrong with gay people? So the next question comes from Joey Frolic. He says, hi Titans. Yeah, I got some questions for you. What do you think of me? What do you think of the WRL? Why are you so quick? Please, no paradox. The first question, what do you think of me? You're a really good friend, a really good admin for WRL, and I will just answer to both questions in one. WRL is a league racing I'm taking part. It's on F1 2013, but it also takes part on R Factor, Grid Autosport, if I'm correct. And yeah, I'll just put the standings on the F1 2013 league, which I'm in. I'm currently leading the table, but you will be able to see that on the screen. And he asked me, what do you think of the WRL? I think the league has a lot of potential. I mean, that's the reason why I joined it. I mean, I I usually join a league and to see how it's there, if there are clean races, fast races, and fortunately there are both clean and fast racers in this league, but there are also some pretty slow and pretty unfair, to say the least. Yeah, but yeah, I joined this because it has a lot of potential. Otherwise, I wouldn't even carry it. So yeah, so the final question: why am I so quick? Please no parallax. Next we have Smooth Racing. He says congrats on 300 subs. Well, technically I'm not at 300. I'm still searching for that magic number. But yeah, thank you for this very much. He says Raikkonen and Rosberg, favorite track to watch F1 round and favorite track to race around racing games. Favorite F1 YouTuber under 1K. So the first question, Raikkonen or Rosberg? Has to be Raikkonen. And I'm not going to make this too long because there's pretty much nothing to compare. I mean, Raikkonen, if he will still drive the same that he was doing on his early F1 days with that raw speed, and yeah, we won't get something like that. But yeah, you can't really compare those two really. Favorite track to watch F1 around and favorite track to race around on racing games. Favorite track to watch F1 around. I really don't know, but I mean, judging by this year, there pretty much were, I think, 2, 3, 4 races were really excited to watch. But in general, I think it has to be Spa. I mean, the nature of the track it's a really flowing track. I mean, yeah, there are pretty much so many overtaking spots. You can pretty much do a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I mean, I can't really tell you a really good example, but I'm going to say that for this one that it's Spa. And favorite track to race around on the racing games. I mean, in the new game I really like to drive Mexico, but it's pretty hard to stay on the limit due to the track. I also like Russia, and yeah, Silverstone it's one of my favorites. I mean, they in this current F1 game, they did a nice job, but yeah, there's also some glitches with that track. I mean, yeah, there are curves who can throw you off into the distance. But yeah, I think those three, and also I like Monza, Singapore. There are basically too many. I think the only track that I do not like to race at all, it has to be China. I just hate that track. You know, I can't really find the rhythm, and I don't really think I will ever do on that track because it's pretty much BS. So the final question: favorite F1 YouTuber under 1K. Ooh, that's a really tough one. I don't really know so many F1 YouTuber under 1000, but there is just too many options, really. I mean, we have some funny guys, but we have some guys who really do really good race reviews, and yeah, it's basically too hard for me to choose. But if I'll have to, I think it will be between friend of mine, F1 Games, PlayStation. I mean, that guy is really funny with his commentaries. I mean, he doesn't have that speed in general, but his commentaries are really funny and his gameplays I recommend to watch him. And between him and you, because you do a lot of really good race reviews, pretty much I really like to I really enjoy to watch your race reviews and commentaries. It feels really good. So yeah, I think I pleased you with my answers. Next up on the list is Danny M7. He says, congrats, almost 300 subs, pal. Thank you very much. Questions: top 3 favorite F1 drivers, target for next year. Top 3 favorite F1 drivers: Schumacher, Prost, Vettel. That's the order so far. And target for next year, I already answered this question. It will be 500 subscribers. So yeah, thank you for the questions. Next question comes in from my AOR teammate CoolCat4716. It's as did or as. Sergeant Shredder 579. He says, congrats on 300 subs. Thanks. I'm not already there, but I'm not far away. Can I see a collection of your submarines? Sure, you'll be able to see it on the screen right about now. Second question: if you owned an F1 team, what would you call it? What drivers would you hire? What engine would you use? And what would your livery be? If I owned an F1 team, how would I call it? I have no clue. In fact, I will need some. I'll need some friends to discuss with. If I'll be like an important businessman, to have so much money, because an F1 team, it's pretty much it's so costful. I mean, you need so much money for a season. So yeah. What drivers would you hire? I think I will hire I don't even know what to ask to this question. I don't even know what drivers or how would I call it. So what engine would I use? If you mean I mean, if I'll have to choose an engine, I think it'll have to be the 2004 V10 Ferrari. I mean, that in my opinion is the best engine we had. And what will your livery be? Like I said again, I have no clue, to be honest. Third question: why is my life a failure? I'm going to put something on the screen, and I will explain you the best why. What's your favorite track to drive? I really don't know. I have so many tracks that I like to drive, but I'm going to say I think Monza. Can you answer all of those questions? Yes, I did. Happy? Next question comes in from Paolo Player. He says, congrats for almost 300 subs. Thank you very much. My questions: do you think that Bugmasters can stay as F1 games maker, or someone else will take it? Who do you think that is going to win the 2016 championship on real life? And what do you think about McLaren Haas? Sorry. And one more question. Oh, and what do you think about me and my non-existent driver skills? So the first question: do you think that Bugmasters, I think he refers to the Codemasters, but anyway, can stay as F1 game maker, or someone else will take it? I think it will be a pretty tough decision. I mean, they really screwed up with F1 2015, but think about some others. Pretty much, if EA will have to take over, they will pretty much do the same job as FIFA, and FIFA has a lot of glitches every single year. But I think what Codemasters need to do is just to do a really good base game, to have a really good online, because pretty much the career in this game is absolutely amazing, but the online is screwed. You can't really do any league race, like I said earlier in this video. And yeah, I mean, I think they will have to just to revise everything they done wrong to this game and just to change it, because that's what we need, a really big change. I mean, I heard about some YouTubers a couple of weeks ago about I think it was a Codemaster post on their forum saying about internal testing for F1 2016, and that's not a bad idea. I mean, they don't even have to pay those because they will do it for free. I mean, guys like, I don't know, Tiar Limitless, Arva, Tiamat Marduk, you name it. I mean, I think they're pretty much the ones who test their games. I mean, um, there's a lot to be done for F1 2016. First thing first, the online needs to be uh, not perfect, but I'll say the same level as F1 2013 or 14, because there weren't so many disconnects. The cars weren't laggy so much, and yeah, I mean that those games were really decent for online. I'm not going to say really good because there were a lot of glitches in those games as well. Uh, Next thing, the handling model has been really good for this game, but the what has to be solved is the contact damage, because once you touch someone's rear, they're just like bumper cars. I mean, you will just spin around, do 360s and stuff like that, and that's not even realistic. I mean, once you in this game, once you touch someone's rear, he or you, depends on all your luck, you're gone. I mean, and the thing is that uh, it's really not fair. I mean, for the others. I mean, it's just really, especially for a league race. If it's for a sprint mode, it won't matter as much, but for a league race, it's really bad. Who do you think is going to win the 2016 championship on real life? Uh, that's a really good question, and I think I'll have to talk a bit over this. I mean, at the end of 2014, many people say that Sebastian Vettel is pretty much just show his true potential. I mean, he got beaten by Ricardo. Yes, I admit, but it wasn't fair at all, in my opinion. And I think he really did the best decision of his career so far. I mean, Red Bull is pretty much screwed up with this, not Red Bull, Renault, sorry, with this new V6's engine. But I don't think it's due to their engine. I think Red Bull isn't as good as last year. I mean, as the previous years, because Dan Ricciardo is developing the car, not Sebastian Vettel. And in my opinion, you can't compare those two, because you can't even compare. I mean, there's pretty much a total different thing. I mean, one is a four-time world champion, and one is a Formula One race winner. So it's not really the same level of competitiveness, and yeah. So now to the question. I think it's going to be close. I mean, if you look from Australia in this season, that he's been going like a flash, really, because it wasn't those many exciting races. If you look from Australia to Abu Dhabi, the gap has decreased a lot. I mean, in the first race, both Mercedes had finished 30 or so seconds in front of third place, which was Sebastian Vettel. And if you look on last year, on 2014 season, Ferrari had a crap car. The engine was crap, had no grip. The rear grip was absolutely just really funny. I mean, yeah, I mean, you can see that Vettel coming in the Ferrari with a new air, with the air of winning, because in 2014 that was the first season that was the first season winless for Ferrari in 20 years. I mean, and that made some serious internal damage. I mean, I think the boss left. Ferrari changed two team bosses in that year, and yeah, pretty much the car was just uh, was not even for podiums. I don't even know how they got their podiums, to be honest. I mean, if you look at the on the actual pace, that car was really crap. But yeah, from the beginning of the season, Ferrari has made a lot of progress. If you look, if for Malaysia instance, they pretty much did the perfect race. I mean, they did a two-stop. That they had much better how to say, they had a much better tire life. They didn't have as much tire drag as the Mercedes, plus the higher temps, which were really crazy. I think the track temps were like 60 degrees or so, which is insanely hot. And yeah, if you, in my opinion, if you put even the slightest pressure on Mercedes, they crack it up. I mean, that's what Ferrari needs to work on. I mean, they got the I think, in my opinion, the engine is better than Mercedes, but right now they need to work on aerodynamic, chassis, everything. I mean, they pretty much need to be from the first couple of races, they need to battle Mercedes into the thousands. I mean, once they do that, I think the race will be better. And yeah, so who do I think will win the 2016 championship? I think it's going to be really close between the two Mercedes guys and Vettel. I mean, Rosberg showed a pretty good performance after into the second part of the season. I mean, he got, I think from Japan he got every single time he was in pole, but he had some incidents with his teammate on the track, and in Russia his brake pedal, I think it failed, I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, if Rosberg can start the new year with in the same situation that he did the second part of this season, I think he can have a chance. But if I'll have to say, I mean, a dream would be to be Vettel, but I think it'll be really close, like I said. And what do you think about McLaren Haas? Pretty much McLaren needs to forget this year. I mean, 2015, I think that is their worst season. I mean, they got second to last in the constructors. I mean, last year there were so many speculation that Honda will come and get McLaren back to the top, but it was pretty much the other side of the things. I mean, I think not even in their worst dream they will be dreaming of that scenario that happened this year. I mean, that car was really slow on the straight line, was drifting a lot. Yeah, they need to get better this year, because Manor is getting a Mercedes engine, I believe, and the Williams gearbox. Haas is coming quick. He's coming there. I mean, if Haas gets in the first couple of races to like top 5, top 6, they have a really, McLaren have a really good chance to finish last. I mean, Fortuna did a superior car into the second part of the season to Williams. Red Bull should be getting faster next year, so pretty much McLaren have to do something with that. So yeah, and the final question: what do you think about me and my not existent driver skills? Next questions comes in from Ryan Maguire. He says, congrats on all 300 subs. Questions: is Schwein a cunt? Is Honda a communist British arse?
2,000 years later.
Next questions comes in from a good buddy of mine, Combined Tuber. He says, what inspired you to do YouTube? What is your goals for the end of the year, YouTube wise? Do you think you're going to win the WRL Championship as you're currently leading? Are you the best driver out of all of us? Who is your favorite YouTuber? Why are you so quick? Congrats on 300 subs and have a good time. From your little friend, Combined YouTuber. So first question: what inspired you to do YouTube? I think I started doing YouTube due to some friends, because I met some Romanian friends during this an online lobby on F1 2013. I was pretty good with the keyboard, and they were using all of them. I think some were using racing wheels, some were using pads, and I was still faster than them. And they were pretty much they weren't believing me how good I am. And they said to myself, record yourself, record yourself so you can see how you drive. So I think that's the reason. I mean, I know what was YouTube because I was watching a lot of videos, not only related to F1, but I didn't have a clue how to do YouTube, to be honest. What is your goal for the end of the year, YouTube wise? Pretty much to hit 300 subscribers, because my goal for this year was to hit 200, but since I'm only 8 subscribers away, I think 300 will be really good to hit it. Do you think you're going to win the WRL championship as you're currently leading? I'll put the standings again. I think I have a good chance. I mean, all I have to do is just to finish in the podium place every single time, and my rival who is in second touring just to get outside of the podium, because there are only 3 races to go. So, are you the best driver out of all of us? No, I'm not sure. Who is your favorite YouTuber? This is a really hard question. I mean, I'm watching a lot of YouTubers that I have, and I can tell you there are pretty much too many to. I mean, I can't tell you from the top of my head right now, but there are a lot of YouTubers who I liked, who I really enjoy to watch. So yeah. Why am I so quick? I think I already responded, but I'll do it one more time. You'll be able to see it on the screen. And congrats on 300 subs, and have a good time. I'm not at 300 subscribers, but it'll be really good if I can hit it after this Q&A. So yeah, thanks for the questions. Next question comes in from Kovalainen 2007. He says, okay, here's a question. Why? Yeah, nice English. Why I must write a question here? Okay, just joking. What video will you doing next time? I think there's pretty evident. I mean, I'm doing this Q&A, so I hope it counts, right? Next question comes in from Kenneth Ang. He says, who's your favorite person from Singapore? Congrats on 300 subs, by the way. It has to be you. I mean, I think you're the only guy who I know from Singapore, but yeah, it has to be you. Alright guys, so this has been the part 1 of the Q&A, because it's really too long to put it once. So this was part 1, and now I'll catch you for the second part. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Thanks for watching.